What's up, ego hackers? Welcome to the C.S. Joseph podcast. I'm your host, C.S. Joseph. Today's question is, what can an INFP and an ISFP do to use extroverted thinking aspirational or to go aspirational with their inferior function? So remember, folks, the inferior function is where a person's insecurity and their fear exists. And I'm glad this question is being asked because right now, John Bodine and I are working on a new course called Ego Hacking Your Fear. It's going to be coming out very soon. We're going to be announcing it for pre-order. Pre-order will last about 2 weeks. It has so much content in it. It's, oh my gosh, it's probably going to have like 25 hours of video content in it. It's going to be insane. It's going to be the biggest course we've ever done. And basically, it's the upgrade to Season 19, or at least Part 2 to Season 19. If you don't know what Season 19 is, you'll have to get the Discover All bundle, which basically is you go to offers.csjoseph.live/ENTP, for example, and you buy the little package there for ENTP, and it takes you to another page that lets you buy the package for all of them. And then once you have that, you can log into each of the Discover XYZ type at csjoseph.live/portal, and then you get all of Season 19 in the process, as well as all of Season 14, Part 1. Which is great. It's a great deal. But Ego Hacking Your Fear is Part 2 to Season 19, basically. It's basically Season 19, Part 2. And going into that, we got lectures for all 16 types and how to use their cognitive circuits, their gateway circuit, as well as their guidance circuit, in order to overcome fear and basically ego hack yourself into being successful in life. And that also includes a concept known as the silver bullet. The silver bullet, which basically is do this one thing and you're guaranteed to have some serious success in your life, right? So, yeah. And there's a different one for each of the 16 types. So hopefully you guys enjoy Ego Hacking Your Fear when it comes out. It will be announced very soon within the next couple of weeks so you guys can get your pre-orders in. We'll be taking pre-orders for that. But it is the most ambitious thing that we've ever done. And for those of you who have never had the opportunity to see John Bodine on camera, he is on camera with me during the course and presenting the material. And if you want to get like a little preview as to what that's all about, go to csjoseph.live/blog or /content. I think it's /blog. And then, or you can just click the blog button from our homepage at csjoseph.life. And then from there, search for cognitive circuits and find John Bodine's article. And that'll be like that's like the preview for what we have coming up in Ego Hacking Your Fear. So anyway, extroverted thinking, aspirational. The inferior function is where a person's insecurity actually exists. And ISFPs and INFPs are very insecure about what other people think of them. That includes their status, that includes people respecting them, giving them special treatment, thinking highly of them, noticing their achievements, noticing their accomplishments, basically, as well as being an overall accomplished individual. That is what extroverted thinking inferior does, but they're just afraid. Aspirational is when they make their extroverted thinking inferior no longer afraid, basically. They are aspiring with it, where they realize that all of a sudden their opinion is valuable. In fact, their opinion may be the most valuable thing out there, and that likely no one else has a more valuable opinion than them. It's a really big deal. It's really an amazing thing when it happens. Especially, like, for example, when INFPs become like super well read, or when ISFPs become super capable and skilled, when they're trying to create their magnum opus, right? Their magnum opus, and that's really what extroverted thinking aspirational is about. It's about the magnum opus. It's about the great work. For INFPs, it's developing a philosophy, like Robert Greene did it with his philosophy surrounding power, with the 48 Laws of Power. Or ISFPs have done it when it's like their great work in terms of like this amazing piece of art that will last for generations, and they'll always be remembered for that art because that art is their legacy. That creation of theirs is their legacy. It is their contribution to humanity. And that's proof of aspiration. It absolutely is proof. But how do they actually aspire? How do they get it to being aspirational? Well, It's to the point where you kind of have to get to a point in your life where you assume, as an FI hero, and it's hard because, FI hero is at risk of being delusional, right? They're very at risk of being delusional. And as a result of that risk, they, it's hard for them to just assume that their opinion is valuable, right? But the thing is, though, is that they have introverted feeling hero. No one can value things. No one can find principles. No one can build standards better than they can in the long run, because they know the value of things. They know what their values are, their value systems. They know their principles, and they just create this amazing principle that for success. And, ISFPs want to share that principle for success to help people increase their creativity and do things in a better way. INFPs use their principles of success to create like this I win button that always guarantees success in any endeavor in their life, basically. And they eventually end up sharing those principles with other people. The thing is that these people are naturally principled, which means by proxy, naturally their opinion is valuable. The only thing that's really standing in their way is their parent functions. ISFPs need to become more practiced with their extroverted sensing parent. The more practiced they are, the better they're in practicing their principles. They have to practice their principles. The more practiced they are in practicing their principles, the more valuable their opinion becomes. The more they're able to aspire with their opinion. INFPs, it's a little bit different. For them, it's the more life experience they have, or how much they've read, how much they've consumed, how much they've discovered throughout their life. And then developing principles based on that concept, right? That's what it's all about. That's where it is the most meaningful. So, with that being said, it's just, that's the entire process. That's the entire process right there, in terms of how they actually get their extroverted thinking to aspirational. And once it is aspirational, literally everyone will stop to hear their opinion. Everyone will regard them. Everyone will give them special treatment. Everybody will come to them, actually. They don't have to go to anyone. People will just be coming to them, even in droves, to hear their valuable opinion, because they've not heard anything like it. And they'll never hear anything like it. And that's the point. That's the big point that they always have, is that they're not even able to, when they're afraid and they're not aspiring with their extroverted thinking, people don't care about their opinion. And sometimes they feel squelched, like their voice just doesn't matter, that their voice is like, it has no value to it, and everyone else's voices, it's competing voices, and they feel like their voice will never matter. The thing is that they have the highest potential out of everyone for their opinion to matter the most. Again, ISFPs have to stay practicing their principles, whereas INFPs need to have the most life experience to test their own principles, basically, to put their principles to the test, basically, as a result of having life experience and using those principles over time and adopting new principles and letting go of old ones. It's like this constant experimentation that they have with their principles, with their FI hero, basically. And that is the entire point. That is when it matters the most, right? And it's just so odd to me, like, how oftentimes these types just really, like, sell themselves short, because they really do know the truth. They know the facts with their introverted thinking demon. They know that. And the introverted thinking demon has influence upon, via cognitive orbit. And if you want to learn more about cognitive orbit, you need to watch Season 18, Cognitive Mechanics. We are releasing some Season 18 episodes here on YouTube on an average of one a month, basically, as we add new Season 18 episodes behind the paywall. But if you want to get them all, become a journeyman member at csjoseph.life/members, and then you'll be able to watch all of Season 18 behind the paywall. We have years of content behind the paywall, and right now it's taking people 9 to 10 weeks to just even binge all of the video content that we have behind the paywall that is like life-changing content. So please become a journeyman member. It helps support the channel, and it also helps keep the lights on and feed the many families that are involved with bringing this content to you right here on YouTube and also on the podcast. So, but yeah, like, introverted thinking demon is aware of the facts, and they just know how rough the world actually is. They know the truth cuts deep, in the criticism of reality and the criticism of the world that they live in. It just really breaks them down in like a big way, and this can be a huge problem for them. So that's the thing. Like, they already know the truth. The thing is, though, is that regardless of what the truth is, they have the ability to change people's beliefs, the ability to change people's thinking with their valuable opinions, such that the harsh reality, the harsh truth of the world, all of a sudden becomes outdated, and they end up changing the truth. Basically, they end up changing the facts just by changing people's beliefs. And because of the changing of the facts and the changing of beliefs, they're literally like alchemically or even transmuting reality to make the world better. And in some cases, also making the world worse in some cases as well. But they really can, as long as they're maintaining their principles, practicing their principles for ISFPs, and gaining life experience and providing a vision, a better future for others in terms of INFPs with their opinions, then they are always guaranteed to have the most valuable opinion. It really just comes down to experience, and it just comes down to practice. These are the things that they need to do to become more aspirational and get over their fear, because they'll realize, hey, I do have the most valuable opinion. People come to me and they ask me what my opinion is so that they can have a better life. And they can walk around in confidence with that, and they never have to be afraid of being disrespected or afraid of what other people think of them for the rest of their lives. So anyway, folks, thanks for watching and listening, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.